Hi, I'm Diane Conklin with CompleteMarketingSystems.com. Sometimes in business, things don't work out the way we had planned or the way that we thought they would. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. If you're a speaker, if you go out and speak to sell, you've experienced this at least once. And I want to talk about something that's not a fun part of the business if you're a speaker, if you speak to sell. If you're a keynote, it's not always fun either. But you always know you're getting paid as a keynote speaker. When you speak to sell, in other words, you go out and sell your stuff, right? Your products or services, and which means you don't get paid. You pay for your own hotel, you pay for your own meals, you pay for your own plane ticket to get there. So you have expenses out. And if you go and you sell, you can come away a big winner. You can make more money than people who keynote, which is why I love it, right? Because if you sell well, you're rewarded well. So with all due respect to the recent promoter that I spoke for, whose name I will not mention, and if you're watching this, I apologize, but I'm not calling anyone out. This happens, and it's important that we talk about it. What happens when you sign the agreement, you go to the event, you've asked all the right questions ahead of time, how many people are there, the whole deal, right? Because there's a whole checklist of things that you need to check on. Who's the audience? Are they a match for what you're selling? How many of them are there? You know, when was the last time they attended one of your events? So there's a whole litany of things you want to ask and check on before you ever leave. Once you've done your due diligence, there's not a lot more you can do. So I did my due diligence. I was told there would be between 100 and 150 people at this event. Great. I knew I could probably sell, if I sold 15 or 20% of the room, I would do really well. The promoter would be happy. Everybody was going to be happy. If I can sell 25 to 30% of the room, which I do on a pretty regular basis, then everybody's going to be really happy. This is a guy who's doing events. I thought, great, maybe I could speak for this guy, 3 or 4 times during the year. This might be a good thing. Well, I get to the hotel. By the way, he asked that all the speakers stay for all 3 days of the event, which is a little atypical, but some people do. And so, if you stick around, sometimes you pick up additional sales and additional business. So I did. So I show up to the meeting room the first morning. 26 people showed up. 26 people. That included a few speakers in the room. So what do you do? Here's the question. What do you do, right? It's part of the gig. It's part of the deal. It's part of the business. It happens. You want to do everything that you can do up to that moment to not let this happen. And I have some things that I'll be doing in the future to include utilizing my own contract with a stipulation that if there aren't a certain number of people, they will at least pick up my hotel and airfare. But that's a whole different discussion. So here's the thing I want to talk about. How do you turn that grape into grape juice, right? How do you turn that lemon into lemonade? Well, one of the ways that you do it is this. You see what you can do in the room. So let me tell you what happened. 26 people in the room. I knew there weren't going to be many sales. As a matter of fact, I think out of 6 speakers, 1 guy sold 1 package. Okay? So it's not a great day. It's not a great 3 days. It's not a great weekend for anybody. But you determine whether or not it's a great weekend for you. I'm going to tell you what I did. I set up another speaking gig with one of the other speakers. I have a radio interview with one of the other speakers, and I have 2 potential done-for-you clients out of that room. Now, why did that happen? It happened because I decided, just like you can decide, that I wasn't going to let the fact that this didn't turn out the way I envisioned it walking in the room ruin my weekend. Could I have been doing other things? You're darn tootin', right? I could have been. But I was there, and I was determined to make the most of it. And so it would surprise me if I don't end up with a better deal out of this situation than I would have had I just gone and spoken, because the one potential done-for-you client could mean 6 figures in my business in the next 12 to 18 months. So you have to do everything you can do ahead of time to try to avoid these situations, but when you get in them, take the situation, make the most of it, make the best of it, see what you can do in the room, and work from there. There's always a way to solve a problem, to make the thing that doesn't look like it's solvable a solvable thing. Be a problem solver, be a solution maker, and you will thrive in your business. If you'd like more information on anything that we do at Complete Marketing Systems, our done-for-you coaching and consulting, check us out, CompleteMarketingSystems.com. I'm Diane Conklin. We'll see you next time.